Welcome back. In our last conversation, we explored that calling of going deeper beyond basic mindfulness into the heart of Buddhist wisdom. Today, I wanted to share what I considered the cornerstone of true integration, the inseparable nature of compassion and wisdom. In Buddhism, we say that they are like the two wings of a bird. Both are essential for flying. In the Mahayana tradition, we speak of Prajna and Karuna, wisdom and compassion. This isn't just the ordinary kind of wisdom that comes from books, nor is it simply being nice. It is something far more profound. Prajna is clearly seeing, clearly knowing, the capacity to recognize the true nature of the experience it as it is, nothing more, nothing less. When we are coming into contact with our sensory experience, the functioning of our thought processes, leading one thought after another, replaying memories from the past, predicting the future, and that clinging of this I and ego, every form of mental activity you clearly know and do not fall for the illusion. It is a pristine, clear quality that is not just the thinking mind making up story. You have the ability to hold that steady ground for the mental activities to take place, but remain unmoved and unaffected by them. Karuna, on the other hand, compassion, is the heart's natural response to suffering. Not just empathy, but an active engagement to elevate, to take away that suffering that the sentient beings experiences. In Chinese translation is 慈悲. It actually encompasses both loving kindness and compassion. It is in our nature that we naturally love, naturally kind, and naturally compassionate, where we can both love ourselves and others unconditionally without the separation of I and you. We can rejoice in other people's happiness without jealousy. We want each being to have abundant love and kindness. And a big part of Bodhisattva path is to awaken this part of us, this part of unconditional loving self. So the Prajna wisdom, loving kindness and compassion actually start with ourselves. When we talk about including ourselves, we're referring to the inner arising and ceasing of thoughts and feelings, mental images, and sensory discrimination. These are the inner sentient beings that we need to have clear, pristine awareness to be mindful of and to know how to elevate suffering of our inner beings. A lot of the time, this inward introspective awareness is the part that we are practicing. As therapists, we are intimately familiar with suffering. We sit with it every day. Our capacity to be with suffering will expand and increases when we develop both wisdom and compassion together. If we just have compassion, it's not going to work without the steadiness of our wisdom. And if we just have wisdom to observe without any compassion, it will not work too. We might call this the dance between perspective taking and this active, engaged presence. And we can hold both, seeing clearly while staying connected. And then that's usually where something remarkable will happen in our therapeutic work, in relationships. Let me share with you a brief example from my own practice. In this compassionate stance, we're not just purely empathizing with another person's pain. When we are in empathy stage, we're really just mirroring another person's pain and imagine ourselves experiencing what they're experiencing. The brain regions that are being activated are actually different when we are in empathy or compassionate stance. When we are in that clear knowing self as context, or saying that process without engaging in the content of my mind, this pure knowing of all our experiences without being pulled in it, we naturally will know and understand another person's pain and know ways to help and support the person. Why do we know? Because we are also a human being who will feel all of these different kinds of feelings. Because of this shared humanity, we naturally will allow this compassionate, loving sense to show up. I'll share with you a story. I was working with this teenager who's experiencing difficult traumatic childhood. At the initial part of the rapport building, it was difficult for him to trust. And the usual way is to push other people away to confirm that he's not wanted. He will continue to push and say mean things to me and ignoring me. One of the things that people can press usually will be about my English. So he will disengage and he will continue to pull the throw on his face and pretend to sleep, and actually fell asleep in some of the sessions. The Prajna wisdom is about clear seeing. Not just his explicit behavior, but also what might be going through in his mind, the complex history that he might have, causal conditions, and different factors that influence him. Prajna wisdom is also about clearly observing what's arising within me. As my mind continues to stir the seeds within me, what's triggered in me, my attachment history in the moment. When we are able to hold what's arising in me without buying into the stories, we will then be able to respond flexibly in the moment to work towards the treatment goals. This pristine awareness has this quality of unwavering stillness and steadiness, much like this infinite spaciousness that we are in, that is unmoved. To know how to seize the thinking as we understand the nature of the mind. If I do not continue to pursue this thought, the next thought would not have continued. Even if it continues, I'm fully aware of it and grounded in this expansive awareness. And because of the other part of this soft, loving kindness, connection, and compassion, I know how difficult it was to be rejected, to have attachment wounds activated. I have that space within me to understand and allow and leaning towards caring about him. There is actually this form of fearless courage to lean towards being curious about this person in front of me. I don't think this is a technique. This is the quality of your heart practice that allows this to take place. Let me take you through a short practice to demonstrate this. See if you can take a few deep breaths here and allow yourself to inhale fully, exhale slowly. And notice your breathing on the air at your nostril. Notice your back, you sitting on this chair, and notice the thoughts that may arise and show up at this time. Notice that thoughts come and go. There is a space in you that you can observe the thoughts with this open stance. You can observe them and not move by them. Notice the softness within you, to notice any tension in your body. See if you can bring into mind a client that you recently felt that tension and finding it hard to connect with. Bring him or her into your mind's eye and notice what shows up for you as you reflect on this client. Notice any feelings and emotions you have towards this person. And notice if you can allow this open, loving energy to flow towards this person. Is there any resistance in any form or shade that may show up if you want to feel love towards this person? It may appear as thoughts, feelings, mental images, and sensations. Just notice that with open awareness, without judgment. See if you can loosen that grip, like letting go of thoughts and feelings, slowly, gently. When we recognize that this person is also another human being who may experience pain and suffering, and this person too wants to feel love and safety. See if you can allow these wishes and loving energy towards this person. May he or she be safe and healthy. Notice what happens as you're experiencing that short 3-minute practice, and see if you are able to allow wisdom, compassion, and the integration of the two to take place, and really grounded in that spacious awareness, that expansive awareness. This is just a glimpse of what is possible when we bring together the essential aspects of the practice. In our final video, I'll share how we can cultivate these integrations sustainably, not just as a technique, but as a way of being in personal life and also in the actual session. For now, I invite you to notice, how does this understanding of wisdom and compassion resonate with your experience? What might be possible in your work if you could access this integration and stability more consistently? Until next time, may your practice continue to unfold. I wish you well, and I hope to see you in the next video.